I think when we think about the impacts humans have had on animal populations, it's easiest for most of us to think of the negative things that we've done. Of those negative impacts that we've had, number one would be a decline in animal population size, and we've also had a negative effect on biodiversity. When we think about declining in animal populations, the number one way we've done that is through overhunting or overexploitation. We've also destroyed a lot of habitats and introduced new species and pollution. Overexploitation or overhunting, if we remember from the other day, is harvesting a species from the wild at rates faster than natural populations can occur. So when it comes to animal populations, we could be hunting them faster than they can reproduce. And without different hunting regulations, which thankfully we have, we could hunt a species until they became extinct. For habitat destruction or habitat loss, we have this new term, deforestation, so make sure you add this to your notes and your index. Deforestation is the permanent destruction of forests in order to make the land available for other uses. It's estimated that 46 to 58,000 square miles a year are destroyed, which is about 36 football fields a minute. So if you can imagine how many different plants and animals make forests their home, and we destroy 36 football fields of forest a minute, we are losing that many plants and animals. An increase in human population has also led to something called urbanization, and that's a shift from rural to urban areas. And with some of this urbanization, we are losing natural habitats for many different animals, which less natural habitat creates a decline in the animal population. Humans over time have introduced a lot of new species and pollution to animal populations, which has also led to a decline in population sizes. A new species can be an invasive species, and it can create a decline in the animal population by creating a competition for resources, so maybe they eat the same food, or they introduce as a new predator to the animal population. So if you have a new animal in the area, it could be a predator that wipes out another animal who had already been living there. Pollution has caused harm to animal population resources, increased habitat loss, and has created a less safe environment for some animal populations to live in. I know sometimes a lot of the commercials will show how different plastics float up along shore and water and ruins habitats for ocean animals, or if you have the 6-liter pop bottles, the little plastic rings can get stuck around animals' necks and it could be dangerous for them. So pollution has caused a decline in the animal population as well. Now, as far as the effect on biodiversity, biodiversity is the variety of different types of life found on Earth. So we think all of the different animal populations together with very, very, very diverse population. And over time, what we've done as humans is lowered the biodiversity of animal populations as we wipe out certain populations. And some examples of these, and I know this may be somewhat hard to see on your screen, but with the tiger lost a lot of its habitat between the past years here, and with this, their population started at 100,000 and then went to 3,200. Now, presently, presently is about 2013, 110 tigers were killed every year. So they're putting in action different anti-killing strategies, hunting strategies, but without preventative measures, it's estimated that areas like India and Nepal would have less than 1,000 tigers left in the future. With the African elephant, in 1978, the African elephant was listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act, but in the past we had 100,000 different African elephants killed each year for their ivory tusks. By 2013, the African elephant had lost 29% of its habitat, and without any measures being taken, it is estimated that by 2050, most parts of Africa will not have African elephants any longer. With the polar bear's main reason we are cutting population sizes is due to habitat loss. In 2012, the Arctic sea ice, which is its habitat, had reached the lowest level ever recorded. So without any action, in 45 years, it's estimated that we would cut the polar bear population in half. So some of these measures that we are taking place are preventing of hunting or working on habitat addition. With the polar bear, they believe that warmer sea temperatures is what is melting the ice, so we have to look into what can we do to help save the polar bear.